Okay, so you have some challenges here. It looks like a little bit of a continuation of the challenges that have been happening, but ultimately you're moving towards your own strength. The High Priestess is here, the Devil upside down. That's a great card to be upside down. And let's start at the beginning. So this is a Nine of Swords. So this feels like you're very overwhelmed. You have some decisions to make. It's kind of causing you to either lose sleep or have too much sleep. So it is affecting your sleep patterns and probably your creature comforts. This also can transfer into like an upset stomach or a headache, but it does feel like you've got a lot hanging over your plate, that you are losing sleep. It's laying very heavy on your heart and on your head, but some changes are due to take place. So I encourage you to take that first foot forward, grab your strength here and dive right in. Pick one and either finish the project to completion or make that decision so it can start moving. You can start the ball moving. It does look like change is coming anyway, and doing nothing is a choice, kind of leaving it up to the universe, and that's when things kind of get a little tumultuous. So I encourage you, Taurus, to make those decisions while you can. Don't sit in the contemplation space for too long, and it does look like you have been doing a little bit of overthinking about these things. So just pick one, make a decision, and move it out of your space so you can tackle the next one. But it does look like a whole bunch of stuff is on your head, and this can mean having to find a new job, a new house, breaking up with a partner, having disagreements with family members. But this is a lot of change and a lot of shiftings happening right now for you, Taurus. What crosses you is the heart pain. And this can be either an affair, it can be grieving someone who has passed before us, or grieving a relationship that you just let go, or just in general grieving the changes that you have to make. It does feel like it's a have to at this point. It is no longer a choice. So the sooner you start making those changes and making some motion towards healing yourself, the quicker this kind of pain, heart pain, will go away. But it does feel like it is the loss of someone, whether they are still in their physical body or not. But this is grieving the loss. It could be a loss of a relationship, loss of a job, loss of a home. But this is a loss. You're grieving a loss. So the Page of Wands is here, and pages can be fire children, but it feels more like it's messages. Pages are messages as well, and wands are an important message that can give you clarity over the current situation. It can mean work or a social situation as well. So, you may have put your resume out there a couple of months ago and totally forgot about it. Well, it feels like some of those answers are going to be coming to you. So this feels like an important message about either your current situation that you're trying to extricate yourself or change, or trying to change for a job. But you will be getting some messages around that. So check those emails, check the mailbox. And sometimes messages just come out of the mouth of the babes or from a complete stranger. So pay attention to the stuff that's happening around you. And it feels like you will get some messages on how to resolve that your current situation. So what is in the past position is also a wand. So you have a lot of wands here. You got a fire, you have motion. So it's telling me, Spirit is telling me it's time to step out of the head space and get into the physical space. Start manifesting what you want. Start moving the energy. This feels like a brand new project that's coming to you. It does look like it started from your idea. It could be a collaboration, something that is very healing to you. It can be working in the healing arts. I know a lot of Tauruses are body workers or energy workers. So this could be a collaboration on one of those levels. But it does feel like something that you have been kind of holding close to your chest and something that you've wanted to do for a long time. Putting it out there in the world, it's time, it's ripe, and you're going to see some motion about this new project. new collaboration, could be a new job, but it is feeling very triumphant, and it does spark. This is sparking for me like this is one of your great ideas that will be held in high regard. So if you aren't looking for a new job, it may just be getting the accolades that you desperately need at work to keep going, but you will be held in high regard for an idea that you bring to the table. It is in the past position, so it may be something that's already in the works. It may be some collaboration that you're already discussing, but it does feel like the time is nigh. It's time to move that energy and no longer sit in contemplation. All right, the Queen of Pentacles, this can be you, Taurus. This is an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. I am feeling that even if you're not in a female body, that this does stand for Taurus. This is remembering your generosity, your wisdom, your kindness. It does look like you have had maybe a couple of months of some sadness and maybe a little depressed or living in your head a little bit. So it does feel like come out of the cave, Taurus, start the motion, make you a priority. It does look like sometimes you focus a little too much on external things that maybe don't really serve you or somebody else's issues. So it does feel like you're pulling back all that energy. You're making you a priority and really taking a hard look on what your next step is and how to heal yourself. The orange is lighting up on her dress here, as well as the green. And when I ask Spirit what that means, it is time to heal your heart. You are healing your heart. Have faith in your skills and just take that one step into your greatness to start the ball rolling. Everything is lined up right now for success. The Triumph card is here. You're processing through this grief and making yourself a priority. So these are all really good things to help you heal and grow. And the green here feels like you're really growing in this situation. Some of it was forced, some of it was by choice, but nevertheless, all the situations you are learning and you are growing. The Eight of Wands is here. This is a great card. It's like ideas shooting down at the heavens. And sometimes we get a little overloaded when we have so many ideas and not really know which one to pick, so we don't pick one at all. So pick one thing and give it the energy it deserves and see if it flies. You know, if not, you have all these other ideas. It is right along the line of the Triumph line, but it is also right next to the grief. So it does feel like you need to step out of this grief of the past in order to really set the stage for your future, for these new future projects, collaborations, jobs, and things that you can put positive energy into. It does feel like you are collecting information a little bit more. It may be collecting skills, but it really feels like you have everything that you need to start this project. So go ahead and step into your greatness, Taurus. The basis of all this is really finding your balance. The pentacles can be money. They are the physical things, but it does feel like you are trying to find your balance financially is what it's feeling like to me, that you've been floating for a little while. You're very frustrated, but it does feel like that is coming to an end with just a teeny little bit of effort. It feels like you know, all these ideas are waiting in the wings for you to put them into play, and your financial future does look a little bit more balanced, but it does require a slight bit of energy and some motion on your part to get that balance. But it looks like that's something that you've been working on for a while, and it's coming into view a little bit clearer and a little bit clearer, so that kind of the what would you call it, kind of a dry spell, it is lifting. It is lifting, but it does require a little bit of your participation. The water is lighting up for me, so it does feel like you may be taking a trip near water. You may be going to water to meditate, but it feels like water right now is very healing for you and a gentle reminder that the tides go in and out and the constant motion is required for a more positive and clear mind. So the karma sign or the affinity sign is here. It's also here. So it does feel like you are getting more and more firmly on your karmic path. It does feel like you've been off your path for a little bit, but you are re-entering on the correct path. But that correct path must, it requires your attention for yourself. So you have to make yourself as important as you do others in your world, and the balance will be a little clearer. The Hangman is here. This is a card where your perspective has changed completely. It's kind of an aha moment. And the Hangman is when you start to incorporate all those new lessons and the new ways that you are living your life. You may have released some addictions recently. You may have released a toxic relationship or friendship or job. But whatever that change is and whatever the aha moment was, it does look like you simplified your life a little bit, whether it was of your choice or others. But the simpler life, less cluttered life, mentally and physically, seems to work a little bit better for you. But the Hangman is like when you're playing checkers or chess, and say you are the black man, and halfway through the game, someone turns the checkerboard around and it's the same game. It looks completely different, but now you are the red man. So that's kind of what the Hangman is. It's when you're looking at life completely different. So it does look like you have embraced some more calmness and flow to life. A little bit more trust in the journey is happening than last month, Taurus. There's still some frustration that it's not moving fast enough, but then again, it requires a little bit of your participation. The High Priestess is here. She's in the fear position, so actually that's not fearful at all, but it does look like you're embracing a little bit more the goddess of your heart, the god of your heart. And for those of you who are not religious, just the routine of taking care of yourself and clearing your mind. It may be meditating, it may be hiking, but it does look like you're embracing the big picture of life. What is it? What does it all mean? And for me, I look at life as a school. This is school, and everyone that we meet, everyone we cross paths with are our classmates, and we're all here to learn something for the greater good of the universe and for the greater good of our spirits. So it does feel like you have embraced a little bit more of your spirituality. You're incorporating it more on a daily basis and realizing that there is a big picture here, and it's not just about each situation or the people involved. It's the journey. So it does look like you are embracing your metaphysical or your spiritual side a little bit more. Your Strength card is here. This is the culmination card. So it does feel like you're going to have to make a big decision fairly soon, and that you're going to have to be very strong. So speak those words with love and kindness, and hold yourself in as great esteem as you do others. This is for your growth. It does feel like it's a difficult communication, a difficult conversation to have, but it needs to take place. It does feel like it's with an intimate, so it may be a lover or a family member. It does not feel like it's a work-related or professional-related conversation, but this does feel like it's an interpersonal conversation. It is right there, ripe for the picking. It's time to do it. The Devil is on one side, and the Seven of Swords is on the other. So it does look like you are kind of looking at all scenarios. The Devil upright is kind of a temptation. It could be when we get sober or someone offers us a drink. It's, a temptation of the behavior that we changed. And since you have the aha card, the Hangman card, so you may have changed a behavior within the dynamic of a relationship that's not that wasn't working. And this is just a test of that old way of thinking creeping in. Most of the time we pass that test. There may be a little bit of backsliding, but it only looks like it may be brief. There is a fear of losing things. So if this is a separation, a divorce, a parting of ways of some kind. It does feel like you may lose something physical in this, if that is what is happening. But it does feel like you want to cut your losses. You've already lost a lot within this situation. So sticking with someone because of another paycheck, or you may lose half a house, or you may not get that sweater back that you loaned your friend if you break up with your friend. It could be as simple as that, but it does feel like the fear of loss has held you back from making this very important decision that really needs to be made soon. It does feel like the situation will only get worse if you don't make those changes. The other people involved are not going to make those changes, so it does look like it must be initiated by you. So Taurus, that is your general reading for the month of August. Let me throw a couple of these cards here. Abundance mindset. Okay, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? These are Angels of Abundance Oracle cards. Pardon me. So this is the first time I'm using these, so they're a little sticky, and I'm not quite well versed at what they are yet, so we'll read them together. Abundance mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. So it's basically validating that, the more positive we keep our mindset, the more our mind and body responds to that positive and manifests the positive into the physical realm. So don't let the naysayer get in the middle of your head and tell you you're not enough, because you are. Quiet retreat. So you may need to take some time away from other people's opinions and make this decision, or figure out how to make this decision. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you'll have more clarity about what to do next.